Good morning, everybody. Calm Biker here. I was on my way into the office on a Tuesday, and I'm on my way into the office. Something horribly wrong. Well, no, actually, it's not horribly wrong. It's good. Today is the first day of our new starter. Well, actually, that's not quite true. Today's the first day that I'm going to spend a day with the new starter. He actually started yesterday, but I was having a day off for Mrs. Calm's birthday, so I didn't go in for his first day, which was a little bit naughty. But you know, Mrs. Calm had to come first. Sorry, Wesley. It's a good name, Wesley. I think we're going to have to call him Snipes. So far, we've got on the team. There's now 4 people. We were Andrew, Richard, and Steve. I'm the Richard, for those of you who don't know. Which makes it awkward when you're going on courses and you're in teams and you're team ARS. So now we've got Wesley on board. We're going to be team Wars, not Arse. Or Raws, but I think Wars is cool. And Wars is definitely apt for 4 nerds who sit in a darkened room typing. Anyway. That's not the point of today's video. As I say, yesterday was Mrs. Calm's birthday. And for those of you who follow my videos, you'll know that Mrs. Calm is on a bit of a challenge. And her challenge is to go for the entire duration of Lent, 40 days and 40 nights, without eating sugar. And the rules are nothing with sugar in as an added ingredient, so she can get away with fruit as long as she's not eating 10 pieces of fruit a day, or 7 or 5, depending on whether you think it's 5 a day or 7 a day. That's for another vlog. So she's allowed a bit of fruit a day, but she's not allowed anything with added sugar, and she's not allowed sweeties and cakes and biscuits and all that kind of thing. Now, when it's your birthday, that's going to be pretty hard, isn't it? So I was expecting we'd have a day where Mrs. Calm spent half the day looking at the various cakes and boxes of chocolates that people brought round, and eventually cave in, and then I wouldn't have to do the forfeit for losing the bet, which, for those of you who don't know, was to ride naked. And she'd planned it all. Oh, blimey, she's planned it all. Finding nudist camps and all sorts where we can go for me to ride naked, with a helmet and boots and gloves, but nothing else. So how did she get on? Well, I thought, as I say, that she'd get to maybe midday and then finally cave in, but she didn't. She caved in at about 9 o'clock. Oh dear. I'd barely got out of bed. And she says, well, you don't have to ride naked. And she was eating a chocolate. Now, she made a mistake yesterday, and she should have, I've said before, better to learn from other people's mistakes than from your own. You should learn from your own mistakes, obviously, but if somebody else makes one, you can learn from that even better. So, she should have learnt from my mistake, which was at the beginning of the bet, flippantly saying, if you could manage to ride naked, if you can manage to go 40 days without eating sugar, then I will ride naked. I said it flippantly and she took me up on that as a bet. This mud goes on forever now. Are we getting any cleaner? I don't like being this far across. Let's whip across to the other side of it. I'm a bit wary about the mud at the minute because I've cleaned my bike twice this week already, or twice last week, to get rid of all that pollution-y horrible stuff. Right, finally we're getting away from it. Yeah, so she should have learnt from me, but she didn't. So I said, it's your birthday, I'll let you off a day. I'm not riding naked, but I'll let you off with a day for your birthday. It seems unfair to take away the whole bet on the back of that, and it'd be great if she can carry on for the rest of Lent rather than just giving up now. So I said I'll go back to the other bet, and the other bet that I tried to get her with to go with in the first place was, if she managed all of Lent, I'd buy her a tablet, an Android tablet, something like that, a Tesco Huddle or a Nexus or whatever it might be, because she wanted one of them for when she's on the train doing her volunteering and whatnot. So I said, if you can do the rest of Lent, so your birthday you're allowed to carry on eating sugar, if you can do the rest of Lent, I'll get you your tablet. Where she went wrong, she said, oh, and I suppose if I don't manage it, I'll have to do a streak or go naked. I said, oh, you could be a pillion naked. She went, yeah. They're right, you've said it now. Because that's what she did to me. So she said it now. So now she's got to do up until Easter without any more sweeties and biscuits and what have you. Otherwise she's going pillion naked. And all that research into nudist colonies won't have gone to waste. Not sure she's going to let me video it and put it on YouTube, mind. So there you go. So I'm slightly disappointed that she couldn't manage it, but I completely understand why. Quite happy that I don't have to ride naked. And I think it's all worked out quite nicely, hasn't it? So sorry to disappoint you if you're disappointed, and happy to put you out of your misery if you're worried about suddenly finding me on the YouTube riding around in my birthday suit. Anyway, there's my update. It's been quite an interesting one, just to finish off though. It's I think Mrs. Calm, the main thing that she's got out of it, she found that the first couple of days were horrible. She suffers with migraines, so I don't think she actually had a migraine, but she did have some bad headaches on the days when she came off sugar. When she got to yesterday and had her chocolate that she started with, then she ended up, because she'd broken the bet, she carried on. She had cake and what have you. She said she wasn't actually that bothered. She was just eating it for the sake of eating it, and because everybody else apart from me was eating cake. And actually she wasn't that bothered by it. She didn't really find it interesting, which maybe that means that her sugar addiction has actually been broken. We went out for a coffee in the afternoon. We all went out to Hull to see the Beryl Cook exhibition. If you don't know Beryl Cook, I think I've got the name right. It's the artist who painted fat people doing normal things. Quite good. I'll try and find a link or something and put it in the video beneath, so you can see how. There's something good about it. The early ones are quite serious, but the later ones are quite comedic, the paintings, and they are really good. But while we were out, we went to get a coffee, and normally Mrs. Calm will have one of the huge ones that's covered in whipped cream and syrups and full of sugar and what have you. And she ended up just having a really basic coffee. And she said, I'm just not interested. So I think maybe that addiction has gone. But I think the main thing for her, ignore all the worries of diabetes and glucose intolerance and all the damage done by sugar and all that kind of stuff. Mrs. Calm gets worried about dark circles under the eyes. And within 3 or 4 days of giving up sugar, she didn't have them anymore. This morning, after eating sugar and sweets and cake and what have you, they're back. So, ignoring all of the serious health risks of sugar, I think the one that might win her over is the effect it has on her skin. You women, eh? And I talk with authority to the 3% of people who watch my videos who are of the female persuasion. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.